What is up, YouTube? It is your boy, the 1-5. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus because, my PlayStation actually broke. Took me a long time to fix it, and just a lot of things that put me out of kind of the YouTube game for a little bit. So now I'm back, and it's been so long since I started my Kings Dynasty that I kind of got out of it. So what I decided to do was I'm doing an expansion team, and that team is the Las Vegas Knights. Shout out to the Las Vegas Golden Knights. I found this incredible team design on on just the front, and instead of just adding one team, I added 6 teams. So the 6 teams that I added the Baltimore Bullets. I believe I added the Tampa Bay Dragons. That was the team that I went with. I believe. Wait, let me just double check. No, this is the Jacksonville Dragons. I also had the Vancouver Huskies, which I think their uniforms are so sick. And we have the Las Vegas Knights, which will be our team, and then we also have the Tampa Bay Sharks, and then the final team we are adding is the Honolulu Wave. Yeah, that is our final team. So we're getting ready for the expansion draft. So we have 6 teams. So I decided it would be interesting. Let each team protect 8 players. Totally fine with that. And I think that makes it harder to really build a team around when, each team has a chance to protect 8 players. So we are going to head into the expansion draft. I do not know what pick we have. So we actually have the 4th pick. Okay. All right, who went? So Eulis was number 1, obviously, makes sense. Then Montrezl Harrell and Emmanuel Mudiay. Okay, so this puts us in a tough position. I want someone young. I really like TJ McConnell. I think McConnell is someone we should definitely target, maybe later on. So just looking at other possible targets. Ian Clark is a great player. Nick Stauskas I also like. Just looking for some young guys. CJ Miles potential. The big men really, no one's really blowing me away. You know what? I'm not really getting blown away by any of the guys really out here. I think CJ Miles could be a great player for us. I think I'm going to go with I like Jonathan Simmons too. You know what? With my first pick, I am going to go CJ Miles. So CJ Miles and TJ McConnell's gone. So there goes my point guard hopes. You know what? At the shooting guard position, I was going to take Josh Richardson with my next pick, but he's off the board. Jordan Crawford is available. I do like Jordan Crawford. I am a big Archie Goodwin fan. I really like Kentucky. So taking Archie Goodwin would be interesting. I also really like Ian Clark's game. I think he's a very talented player. Ian Clark's 25. You know what? I'm going to select Ian Clark. He's a smaller guard. So now we have 2 guys. We took care of the shooting guard and the small forward position. We just need our starting point guard, a power forward, and a center. So at the center position, or just really looking at any position, the big man spot, um, Deontay Davis, a young guy. He's a very good in-low guy who really can post up. He's good. I think he'll be a great part of the future for this organization. So then we get to the center position. Dwayne Dedmon is an unbelievable player. I really like what he brings to the table. I'm definitely looking to possibly bring in some height. Just looking at possible other guys that we can run at the center position. Point guard, we still have some talent out there. So I'm going to wait for the next pick to get a point guard. I'm really liking Dwayne Dedmon, and I think that's who I'm going to end up going with. But I'm going to go with the young gun in Dwayne Dedmon. And Rondo's off the board. Okay, so now I just need a point guard. Patty Mills, he's on an expiring deal. Shelvin Mack is someone I really like a lot, and I personally respect. So it's really a toss-up here. I think Shelvin Mack is the guy of the future because Patty Mills will usually tip out in free agency. This is a tough one because being from Kentucky, I also really like a young guard, Andrew Harrison, and he's on a long-term deal. So I'm going to bring in Andrew Harrison. He's going to be our point guard of the future. And then you look at our sixth man. Our sixth man, we got some veterans out there who could come in and possibly play for us. I'm just looking at guys that could possibly come in. Jonathan Simmons is a great defensive player. I think he would be great. Really looking at that position. Not really sure who I want. I mean, this guy really, will be a solid player for us. Walter Tavares. Yeah, you might be joining the team in a little bit. But I'm saying if we're going with a guard, you know what? Is there another Harrison out here? You know what? No, the other one's not available. But I really like Pat Connaughton too. He went to my high school, so I'm definitely gonna try and get him on the team. I believe. I don't know if I want us to win games this year or not. I'm gonna wait on Jody Meeks. I mean, not Jody Meeks. I'm gonna wait on Jonathan Simmons. And with this pick, I'm gonna bring in a veteran. And I'm a big Celtics fan, so it's tough to see Pierce finally retiring from the NBA. So I'm gonna bring him out on his last ride, and he's gonna be suiting up in a Las Vegas Knights uniform. Another good guy. Being a Celtics fan, Jordan Mickey, doesn't really play much, but I think he has star potential written all over himself. I'm just looking to see if there's maybe any other guys I'd be interested in. And I think Jordan Mickey, he's always pretty good, so I like Mickey. Let me just see what positions we got. We got small forward, power forward. We got two. We're really looking for a backup point guard, shooting guard, and a backup center. Center, I feel like we're able to get someone late now. Okay, so maybe we're looking at we need a point guard. point guard, a shooting guard, and a center. Okay. I just totally blanked when I went back and looked. Point guard, I like the big point guards. Michael Carter Williams, also from the state of Massachusetts. But so is Shabazz Napier. But I like Michael Carter Williams based on his size alone. He's 6'6", can really do a good job of controlling the ball. He's just a great ball handler. I really like his game. So I'm going to take him. He's going to come in. Now, at the big man position, this is where I think things get interesting. You got Sasha. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that last name, but Salah. He's 7'2". We are looking for a backup center. Really just looking for guys that are big. Walter Tavares. I like his height, so I'm going to wait on him. You know, I gotta take my boy Pat Connaughton. He's a great shooter. I really want to develop him really get him into the rotation and get him solid playing time, because I think he could be a great player. I think he's a very talented player, not just because he went to my high school, but because, you know, he just does a lot of things. He was such a clutch player in his college career at Notre Dame. You know, always seemed to be knocking down the big shots and just was a big-time player. He's just currently sitting on the end of the bench in Portland, not really having much time to play. So let me take a look at this pick now. I really like Zimmerman and I like Walter Tavares. I think those are guys that I can get later on. So now kind of looking for more backups. Just trying to think of where else we might need some help. Quinn Cook was a great guy from Duke. You know what? I'm just looking at who we got out there. I really like Jake Layman. You know, another Massachusetts guy. I mean, he played in a couple games this year for Portland, and when he played, he was really, really good. Man, this is a tough pick for me, because I'm also thinking about Gary Payton and Quinn Cook. But in the end, I'm going to go with Jake Layman. I think he could be a great scorer for us, you know, coming off the bench. I mean, he had some great games when he played for Portland. So now I think I really have to make a decision kind of on a backup center. And, you know, a lot of my players aren't on that big of deals. Wow. I was about to take Cole Aldridge, but I didn't realize he was getting paid that much money. I love Justin Hamilton's game. It's really Justin Hamilton or Jason Smith. I think we need a little bit of veteran leadership on this team. Smith is not the best rebounder. I'm just trying to figure out who has the better rebounding stats between them. Oh, Justin Hamilton is a 3-year pro. You know what? I'm going to give it to Justin Hamilton. Personally, I know a little bit about his game. I think he's a great, very young guy, you know, will definitely help us in the big man sense of the game. You know, being the backup for Dwayne Dedman, I think Hamilton will be a key part of this team. All right, so we have taken care of, essentially, we have 2 more picks left, and I'm going to see who we're going to possibly take with those picks. Now it really comes down to just kind of guys that I think will be good fits for the team. I really, looking at the shooting guard position, I love Ron Baker. Ron Baker is a pure scorer, someone that can get us baskets coming off the bench. So I like him. And with my last pick, I think needing some more very talented guys. I love Adrian Payne. I really, really do like his game. So you know what? I'm gonna go with Adrian Payne, another young guy that I think will do a lot of good for this team, and that will do it for us. That is so. We're gonna go to the start to the season, and this is what I'm gonna quickly download the rosters real quick. Sorry, it's downloading. Give me a sec. But yeah, no, I think this is going to be a very interesting series. I'm going to really try and keep it as realistic as possible. You know, I don't want it to be... I want it to be realistic, and I think it's going to be very interesting, especially with the fact that we just added 6 teams. So I think those 6 expansions the 6 teams that I added, I think it's going to take a long time for us to become a perennial contender, and I think that's what's going to make it really exciting. So let's just review the roster one last time. Here are our point guards. We have Andrew Harrison and Michael Carter-Williams. I think they're going to battle it out for the starting point guard position. I like Andrew Harrison more from just kind of how I watched him at Kentucky. He's a good playmaker, can handle the ball really well. You know, both him and Carter-Williams can't... at least in the game, they have him as low ratings as three-point shooters. Michael Carter-Williams, I think, is just a very talented player when he goes to the basket. Andrew Harrison, in his time at Kentucky, you know, I always thought of him as a pretty decent shooter. But, you know, him and Michael are both great playmakers. But I think Michael might end up being our starter because he did win Rookie of the Year and is a great perimeter defender, which is what we need. At the 2-guard position, we have Ian Clark, who, if he's on any other team, he's a solid 6th man. He plays for Golden State. He just hasn't gotten much recognition. I love playing with him. Whenever I play with the Warriors, he's a great bench piece. Pat Connaughton, great talent, great three-point shooter. He's a Portland, plays for the Trailblazers. You know, I think will be a great fit. We'll actually get him time, and I think he could end up being one of the better players on this team. Ron Baker, just a pure scorer, and you know, that's something I feel like we need. We need someone that maybe off the bench we're like, hey, you know, everyone's kind of struggling. Ron, go out there and get us some buckets. CJ Miles, he's going to be the guy on this team. You know, I think in my mind, he's the best player on this team. Paul Pierce, pretty young team. We need some veteran leadership on this team, kind of show the younger guys how to really play the game and how to be a pure leader. Pierce is going to be that veteran leader who can really help us win games. Jake Layman, a young talent. We took him away from Portland along with Pat Connaughton. Layman, when he gets out on the court for Portland, he looks absolutely fantastic. Then at the power forward position, we have 3 guys who I really don't know who will end up being the starter. It's going to be a battle. You have Adrian Payne, a great rebounder. That's the one thing I know about him. He can really hit the glass hard. He's 6'10", 237. I think it's going to really come down to him and Deontay Davis, because Davis and Payne both have the height advantage on Jordan Mickey. I don't know. I think Deontay Davis will be our guy, because you know he's better inside defense. You know, you get someone feeds the ball into the post. He's really good at being able to use his body and keep them in front. So we got Adrian Payne, Deontay Davis, and Jordan Mickey. And then at the center position, we have who's the guy who's going to be our guy in the post, which is Dwayne Dedman. And if Dedmon ever gets into foul trouble, Justin Hamilton will be a great man to back him up. So that'll do it for episode 1 of the Las Vegas Knights Rebuild Expansion League. I will be back. I will see you guys in the next episode. Until then, peace out. Please like, subscribe, comment, give me any possible suggestions you guys think will be good. I love you all, and thank you. Have a good one.